We were all waiting to witness another Starship launch yesterday, and everything seemed to be going smoothly until the final moments. Just as excitement peaked, a problem appeared, and the countdown suddenly stopped. After minutes of waiting at the T-40-second mark, SpaceX finally announced that they had scrubbed the launch. Now everyone is wondering, when will the next launch happen? You'll have your answer in this video. But before we dive any deeper, make sure to subscribe to our channel for future updates on Starship and SpaceX's other groundbreaking achievements. All eyes were on Starbase, Texas, on the afternoon of March 3rd, as SpaceX prepared for another monumental test flight of Starship. This flight was expected to be one of the most crucial in the vehicle's development, carrying multiple key objectives tied to its long-term future. Excitement was building as SpaceX entered the final countdown, but just 40 seconds before liftoff, the mission was unexpectedly halted. While SpaceX hasn't shared all the details yet, there are some clear signs of what went wrong. Everything seemed normal leading up to the countdown, with key pre-flight steps like the detonation suppression system test, venting, and fuel loading going smoothly. However, there were early signs that something wasn't quite right. Originally, the launch was scheduled for 5:30 p.m., but before fueling even began, it was quietly delayed to 5:45 p.m. This suggested that the team was already dealing with a technical issue in the background. Then, at just 40 seconds before liftoff, the countdown was suddenly paused, with launch control mentioning a final launch checkout. The pause stretched on for several minutes, and eventually, SpaceX made the decision to cancel the launch altogether. Shortly after the scrub, Musk provided an update on X stating, "Best to destack, inspect both stages, and try again in a day or two." This confirmed that SpaceX was taking a cautious approach to understanding the problem before making another attempt. According to Musk, the primary reason for the scrub was a 20-bar drop in ground spin start pressure, along with other unspecified concerns about the vehicle. Spin start pressure is a critical part of the engine startup process. In simple terms, it is the initial burst of gas pressure used to spin the turbo pumps that feed fuel and oxidizer into the Raptor engines. Without sufficient spin start pressure, the turbopumps may fail to reach the required speeds, which means the engines would not ignite properly. If an engine ignites with insufficient pressure, it could result in a rough startup, lower than expected thrust, or even catastrophic failure. That's why SpaceX made the call to halt the countdown rather than risk a dangerous situation. There are multiple potential reasons why the spin start pressure dropped at such a crucial moment. One possibility is a leak somewhere in the ground support equipment, which supplies the necessary pressure before the vehicle takes over the process. If a valve wasn't sealed properly, or if there was a small rupture in the piping, it could have caused the pressure drop. Another possibility is a problem within the Super Heavy booster itself. The vehicle relies on an intricate system of valves, sensors, and pneumatic lines to control the flow of propellants and pressurization gases. If any of these components were faulty, they could have triggered an automatic hold in the countdown. For instance, a faulty sensor might have misread the pressure levels, leading SpaceX's automated systems to halt the launch out of caution. Alternatively, an obstruction or debris in one of the pressure lines could have restricted the airflow, preventing the required pressure from building up in time. The timing of the issue, at T-40 seconds, also suggests that the problem may have been detected late in the countdown, possibly during the final fuel transfer stage, when liquid oxygen and methane are conditioned for ignition. If a rapid change in temperature or flow rates disrupted the pressure system, it could have caused an unexpected drop at the worst possible moment. Additionally, freezing or condensation could have formed inside a critical valve, restricting movement and preventing proper pressure buildup. Another scenario could involve a software-related issue. SpaceX relies heavily on automated systems to monitor and control the countdown sequence. If the software detected an anomaly, whether real or a false reading, it could have triggered a hold to prevent a potential failure. To make things even more complex, during the official webcast, the hosts hinted at another unspecified issue with the Starship upper stage, though details remain unclear. This suggests that multiple factors contributed to the scrub. If the Starship upper stage had its own separate issue, such as a problem with pressurization, avionics, or the heat shield, SpaceX may have decided that it wasn't worth pushing forward with the launch, even if the spin start pressure problem was resolved. When it comes to the new launch date, prior to the scrub, official documentation indicated that SpaceX's launch window extends until March 6th. This means there are still a few days left within the current timeframe for another attempt. If the issues are minor and can be resolved quickly, a launch within the next 24 to 48 hours is still possible. However, Musk's statement about destacking the vehicle for inspections suggests that this could take longer. If a full disassembly and inspection of both Starship and booster is required, the next attempt may be pushed into mid-March. This is only the second time in Starship history that a launch attempt has been scrubbed after fuel loading was completed. The first time was Flight 1 in April 2023, which was later successfully launched. While trying to launch Flight 8, SpaceX is also preparing for Flight 9 at the same time. For Flight 9, SpaceX is utilizing the Starship S-35 prototype, paired with the Super Heavy booster B-16. Booster B-16 underwent a cryogenic proof test on February 28, 2025, at the Massey's test site, where it was filled with super cold liquid nitrogen to verify its structural integrity under extreme conditions. This step is crucial to ensure the booster can withstand the stresses of launch and flight. Simultaneously, Starship S-35 has been assembled and is undergoing final preparations. The vehicle's payload bay was integrated with the nose cone before being moved into the high bay facility for further assembly. By January 31, 2025, S-35's assembly was completed, marking a significant milestone in readiness for the upcoming flight. Flight 9 is expected to refine previous test objectives, improving stage separation, re-entry maneuvers, and heat shield performance. SpaceX has been conducting various ground tests on both the booster and Starship, including pressure and static fire tests to ensure everything functions correctly. The launch date hasn't been officially confirmed, but based on the progress, it is likely to happen no earlier than April 2025. The timing will depend on how quickly SpaceX resolves any technical issues and secures regulatory approval. As always, SpaceX is moving fast, but they won't launch until they are confident in the vehicle's performance. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.